This is footage straight from my camera. It is squeezed, flat, weird looking, and frankly, ugly. But today we are going to take this footage and turn it into this. And here's the weird bit about my workflow because I grade while the footage is still squeezed. So let's get onto it. Let me get this out of the way. I am in no way a professional colorist. I am in no way an expert. I am not certified by anyone. Some of the things I do during my workflow will be wrong, but it works for me. So yeah, I guess I'm not going to change things, but actually put some suggestions if you have some in the description below. So yeah, maybe I can work efficiently. Here's the thing about my workflow. It's really weird because of one plugin, Lensnode, is that I work in two timelines. The first timeline will be 3x2 because my camera shoots open gate. The reason why I shoot 3x2 is because Lensnode does not react to anamorphic de-squeeze footage really well. It is quite weird. So yeah, that's how I compromise. So yeah, again, Lensnode, please just support anamorphic footage as soon as possible. That will save me a lot of time rendering. Right, this is the node tree on the first timeline. I have node 1 will be me correcting the lens distortion, the pincushion distortion that comes with the Sirui anamorphic. It's not a very sort of like creative thing. It's purely just to correct the lines, making sure they are straight so that I can apply Lensnode later on to basically make it perform as intended. So yeah, node 1 is just fixing distortion. I pull to around 0.84 to the left if it's the 35mm series Saturn. And we will start here after the distortion thing because basically we want to apply a LUT or a CST, and then before that we use the nodes before that to shift the colors around, to shift the exposure around. So right, apply your CST or your Phantom LUT on node 6. I use Phantom LUT neutral for vlog, leave it there, and then I go back immediately to node 3 where I expose for exposure and contrast. I go to the HDR tab, maybe bump it up, maybe bump it down. I don't adjust my white balance here. Maybe increase a bit of contrast, but that normally comes later. Now, I go to node 4 and correct my white balance. I sample something white or something gray, or I watch a vectorscope to see if the footage is balanced. Here's the thing, only adjust using the gain wheel only. I don't know why, but using the other wheels make the footage look a bit weird. Now, node 5, saturation with the HSV method. I change the node color space to HSV. And then I go to the sliders, this one right here, and then I move the gamma, the green, only the green channel of the gamma slider. I don't need to turn off channels 1 and channel 3 because I am moving the green channel anyway. So yeah, I'm not shifting anything else. Right, at this point, the footage is still squeezed, but the color is corrected. This is a correction timeline rather than a creative timeline. So right, that's it, done. That's the first timeline. Now, all you have to do is to render the footage. You don't want to render the entire timeline as one single clip, but you want to render individual clips. So what you have here is a corrected footage. You're no longer working in log in the second timeline. Second timeline. I know this method really annoys my editor, but that's how I actually insist on doing. So yeah, I know it's not the quickest way, but I feel like it's worth the effort, based on how the footage looks after this. Anyway, this is the second timeline. This is my 2.39 by 1 timeline. I bring in the rendered clips. I go to clip attributes and I de-squeeze by 1.575 times for the 35mm Saturn. Now, the thing to watch out for when de-squeezing by 1.575 is that you need to zoom in by 0.01 because there will still be sort of like space, tiny bit of space to the side. So yeah, just do that. Node 2, the look node. This is basically where you grade the footage. You can apply a simple teal and orange look, or you can apply your favorite coloring LUT. Now, you want to make sure your LUT is a coloring LUT instead of something that will convert the footage as well. Right, this is where you want to transform the colors to show what kind of emotions you want, what kind of story you want to tell based on the colors. Once you finish applying the LUT, you can also add another node before this so you can adjust the exposure a little bit. Sometimes, depending on the colors might bring out some exposure, some luminance, some distractions and what have you. So you can create a node before this and then adjust some highlights, adjust some exposure. Yeah, do what you need to do on the node before the LUT or the creative look. Now, step 3 is the most interesting bit. I learned this technique from Lightroom. In Lightroom, we mask photographs a lot, so I like to accentuate maybe the light source, maybe deepen the shadows using negative fill, maybe increase or lift the shadows in my subject's face or myself. And, you know, just maybe mask out some things, track the things and lower down highlights, lower down saturation, and, you know, create more separation using maybe cooling down the background a bit, warming up the subject. Anyway, this is to guide the eye of the viewer to any spot or just relighting a scene. So there you go. Step 4, the final step, that is optional. I use Dehancer. I use Dehancer on my workflow as well. The only reason I use Dehancer is that sometimes I like to use the film print from Dehancer. I like to use halation. I seldom touch the bloom because I already have a mist filter on my lenses. Dehancer is also where I add grain. It's basically garnish instead of a main ingredient. So yeah, do what you will. So yeah, that's the entire workflow. Just post your comments down below if you have any questions. I'm quite good in replying comments. I know it's not perfect. I know it's not completely right, but that's the way I do things currently, and it's working for me. Again, there's a link below to buy the 2 node trees. You might just need to buy 1. But yeah, I'm just going to bundle it anyway. I'm just not going to upload both the node trees separately, and you can have a go at them. Right, what else? Yeah, that's about it. That's how I bring my flat squeeze weird footage from this to this. And so yeah, see you in the next one. Yeah.